Welcome back to the Overt Thinking Podcast, where science meets hot takes and we help you make sense of all the chaos in your brain and those first-time jitters. Gym jitters, that is.
Today's episode is for every girl who's ever tiptoed around the gym, felt that wave of awkwardness, worried about crotch sweat, weird faces, or taking up space. First off, we've all been there, from sweat marks on benches to feeling totally lost around different machines. This is the stuff we've all felt awkward about at some point.
We're breaking down all the embarrassing, quote, stuff no one tells you about lifting, how to navigate the weight room when you're shy or brand new, and how to pick up the right gym for you and what little mindset shifts will help you show up for yourself. One rep and one confident gym selfie at a time.
So, this is your reminder that you don't need to feel perfectly comfortable to start. You just need to be brave enough to show up. And if you're really shy or new, we're going to give you an outlined step-by-step gym session so you know exactly what to do after quote unquote just showing up. So grab your leggings and let's get into it.
But first,
But first-
we're gonna yap a little bit, but we also have a this or that. Like Bree and I haven't caught up in a week since we did the last recording, but I feel like that's a long time in Bree world.
Oh my God, I've lived at least seven cat lives in the last 7 days.
What's the Mean Girls thing? It's like in girl world.
In girl world, and it's like that sound. I can
Yes,
hear like the whip of the sound.
the Missy
Maybe that
Elliott.
should be our intro song.
I wish we didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah, it's been a week. So I moved to Chicago, as everyone knows, and Chicago has not one, not two, but three Pride weekends.
Wow.
And if you also remember from the last episode about my life, I left I thought I was leaving this like party life and all this temptation in San Diego,
No.
only to come to find out that there's actually temptation follows you everywhere. So boundaries have been set, tears have been shed, manic freakouts have been had
I mean,
inside
last weekend you called me on a Friday night with a little too much,
of.
dare I say.
I was on the verge of a psychotic break. I
No, you just
Yes, no, Kelsey. I was like, there had been. I processed the last 6 months of my life in one night in one square of mushrooms.
thanks to one external exogenous supplement, we'll call it.
From the ground that ages over time. It's a type of fun guy.
I'm pretty sure we can just say it.
Anyway, I said it already, mushrooms.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I literally thought I was gonna have like a apocalyptic freak out. But I think as we do in growth and processing, like it comes to you when you least expect it and when you probably need it the most. And that's exactly what happened. So I literally called Kelsey from the Tao bathroom at like 10 p.m.
It was early because I was still awake. I think it was like
Yeah.
8:30.
Okay, so 8:30 for you, 10:30 for me,
Oh, yeah,
and
fair.
I was just, like, had so many life questions on this Friday night,
Well, you were not
and
only dealing with, a move, you were also dealing with old friends being in town, old relationships being in town, and then, that feeling of hovering over you on top of your new life.
yeah, I had already lived that what the fear of what the night could have been a million times, so I manifested this, like, crazy thing, and I'd made things so much bigger than what they were because I'd already put myself in that fear state so many times, but going into the night, I was like super open to like all the possibilities. I walked into that bar thinking, this party's for me. I've got
Yeah.
all my Chicago football people here, all my San Diego football people here, my best friends in town, my former partners in town who I felt so supported by like this entire move. And then plus all of these new friends that I've met in Chicago in this like social club. So I literally would have thought this party was for me, but no. I instead freaked myself out, thought I had to like spread myself thin amongst everyone. No one cared, and I just needed to be right with myself. And so that leads us to today.
So, I got left on a huge cliffhanger.
Oh,
You called me and we came up with a plan, right? Like you said you were going to leave the bar, let everyone know that you needed some time to yourself. What happened?
okay, great question. So I come out of the bathroom and I'm like, okay, 1, 2, down, up, right? I'm like, I can do this. And I walk up to my best
Honestly,
friend.
that little quote works. Anytime you need to get yourself to do something, 1, 2, down, up.
I've literally heard you do it at the gym.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
time.
Like, okay, this is gonna be really heavy weight. 1, 2, down, up. Yes. So 1, 2, down to up my way up to my best friend, was like, this is too much. Like, I've freaked myself out. Like, I'm battling with my own brain. I want to go home and be, at home. She's like, okay, let's go. And so went outside, and I instantly felt better. I was like, wow, just like removing myself from that like environment, because it was
Yeah,
like loud and busy, and I just like needed some peace.
yeah.
Go outside, call an Uber, and then, my ex-partner also ends up coming with me, go home, talk things out a little bit. Definitely didn't like sleep very well, was just like feeling pretty burnt out and just like sad. Like I was sad that I ruined the night for myself. I let
Mm.
myself get so spun out and so anxious for like really no reason, but also all of the reasons I'd been feeling this anxiety and stress for the last 6 months came to a head. And now I'm like, I feel like every relationship and everything that I was worried about on Friday night has been like right sized for the most part. Like,
Okay,
so it does get worse before it gets better.
that's good. So you had the opportunity to, like, listen to what you actually wanted to do,
Yeah.
and you had the conversations with the people that were causing you some frustrations and then came out on the other side?
Yeah. Like, not even like that night, but like over the course of like the weekend and even into this week, like anyone that I was nervous about, it's like I just needed to have a conversation. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of times in particularly like female relationships, um, there's a lot of this. I don't know. I just noticed there's a lot of like people
Trepidation.
pleasing, trepidation, and wanting to make sure that you're okay and are you taken care of. And I think that's such a divine feminine thing to like
Sure.
be such a caregiver. But when you have so many women in the same place at the same time doing the same things, it's like a lot of that going on, and I was reading between lines that weren't even in the sand. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even know how that that quote I just combined 3 different quotes at once.
I mean, I follow. I think it's
Yeah.
too, like, there's also some people, like, have some people-pleasing tendencies. I think all of us do, and that's part of our, like, learned female nature, some stronger than others, and I think
Mhm.
we can both agree that you tend to fall in the people pleasing, but,
Yeah.
like, that sounded like an opportunity where you were like, "Okay, reminding myself of what Bree wants," and you had the conversations and set the boundaries that you needed to do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And that is on growth and a little bit think twice when you do mushrooms.
I love it. But fair. So let's get back to the this or that, which ties into the theme today.
So, this or that. Would you rather have permanent crotch sweat, and you can't only wear just black leggings, like, you have to wear, like, a multitude of colors. Permanent crotch sweat or permanent front wedgie?
I'm going crotch sweat because everybody sweats and that's not a big deal to me. I really hate the feeling of a wedgie. Like, okay, you go down and do a squat and then like your underwear or your gym leggings go right up there. There's nothing worse than that feeling to
Yeah.
me.
Why do you think that feeling is so tough for you?
Uncomfortable. I don't know.
It's just like, get out of my business.
Yeah, it just feels invasive, like, I'm like, "You don't
Invasive.
belong there."
Yeah. Yeah, I actually would choose the front wedgie.
You would?
And I
Why?
would. So, when it comes to the permanent crotch sweat, right? I'm a queer woman. So, like, people are going to be like down there. Like, that's like a highly trafficked area. So, like, if it looks messy, that's probably not like a I mean, again, sweaty, like, again, I don't know. I just think the front wedgie isn't that big of a deal because
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah, I'm a woman. I've got some labias.
I just feel like sweat is so normal, like, I don't care. Which all of this leads us into our first little excerpt of today's topic, which is the awkward things that I think we all face, girls specifically, that feel awkward, but why don't we just normalize them?
These are the things that we've experienced and we've noticed, and we've actually heard from friends. Thank you to some of our friends who shared some of these ideas in our question and answer because that actually sparked the idea for this conversation of just
Yeah,
normalizing the stuff that like creates resistance for you in doing something that's for you, that's so good for you and so good for everyone else.
right.
It is a better world when I've worked out and had a good workout. Same thing for you probably.
Ways.
So, we
Let's
talked
list
about the
out
crotch sweat. That's definitely like one that people have talked about quite a bit.
yeah, like the snail trails when you, like, get up on the machine, who
Yeah,
cares?
and, like, when you're wearing, like, a cute matching set, like, a little pink shorts, and you got this, like, big V of crotch sweat, I
Mhm.
think that is so normal, and in fact, if I leave the gym and I haven't, like, been a little sweaty, I don't know, it just doesn't, like, hit the same. I feel like it's
Yeah,
almost like a
it
badge of
hits
honor to
different.
be sweaty at the gym,
Yeah.
like
I'm
that.
not someone that sweats a lot, but when I do sweat, I'm like, "Oh, damn, I must have been working out really hard."
Yeah,
I feel particularly good about my workout.
yeah, and then the crotch sweat, like, when you're doing, like, a seated dumbbell press, and you, like, stand up and you see that other little, like, V shape that
Like the
of
butt
your
angel.
yeah, the butt angel on the bench.
Yeah.
So, I used to just, like, stand up really quick and, like, kneel on the bench, like, put my
Yep.
knee right where that thing was, and,
Yep.
like, kinda, like, wipe it, but also hide it. That
Yep.
was, like, my go-to move.
Yep. Also front wedgie since that was in our this or that, that happens a lot. What do you do to get your wedgie out?
Well, it's really shitty when you have chalk on your hands, because then it's, like,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
obvious.
Yes. Yes.
But I actually started wearing underwear more often in my leggings because I felt like it created, like, an extra little layer against, like, that front wedgie happening. Because
Yeah.
it like, most underwear has, like, the cotton gusset, which
Yep.
is, healthy, is good for your pH, it's good for women to have that cotton, especially if it's organic cotton, and then I have, like, the underwear layer, and then I have my shorts layer, and I feel
Yep.
like betwixt the walls, it's harder for my labia to push through. So
Yeah.
that's been my solve, it's working pretty well.
I am definitely an underwear girly, and I this is an endless pursuit of finding the perfect shorts, and we talk about this all the time. Perfect shorts
Yes.
or leggings. Like, I want the, like, high glute seam, like, I don't want one that goes straight across that makes me look like SpongeBob. And then whether or not the pair of shorts immediately gives you a front wedgie. There's not a lot of brands that I feel like don't give you a front wedgie, but like Lululemon has got that pretty mastered
Yeah.
with the front seam and then they do the gusset, which like helps the wedgie. CRZ is good. What other ones do you like?
I actually like Aritzia, but
Ooh, yeah.
I wouldn't say they're, like, wedgie resistant per se. I'd say
Yeah.
they're more, like, on, like, the V shape, great colors, they're, like, soft, or almost, like, softer
I'm
than the
actually wearing those
Lulu.
right now.
Yeah, I would say that, when it comes to the right pair of shorts, like, you just have to put on what feels comfortable for you, and, like, when you get them, do some squats in your shorts. Like, in
Yeah.
the Lululemon dressing room, I will high kick, I will squat. I
Well, they
used to work
have to be squat proof for sure.
for sure, you gotta do the squat test, bend
Yep.
over, and that the squat test is checking to see if you can see your
See
butt
through
crack
it.
or underwear when you're, like, bending over all the way or squatting all the way down because that
Yep.
fabric stretches. Yeah.
I've mistakenly gotten, like, an Amazon pair of leggings and wore them for a squat day, and fortunately, I was with my friend Steph, and I squatted down, and she was like, "Girl, those are see-through," and I was like, "Oh, fuck." So I just had to, like, tie my shirt around my waist while every time I squatted.
Alright, next one, making poop faces when lifting heavy.
Just, like, ugly, like, exerting faces.
Yeah, like, if there was a person that I dated for a bit there, and we started going to the gym together, and I'd be like, "Are you like, how hard is that for you?" And she was like, I mean, it's kinda hard." I'm like, It's not hard enough, like, you're not grimacing, like, at
Yeah,
all." She's like,
you have a
"Are
straight
you
face. You're too
supposed
normal.
to?" Yeah, I'm like, "No, you need to, like, show, like, it's a little effortful." At least that's what we teach our clients, like, "Okay,
Yeah.
you're, like, getting close to failure, or it's starting to."
I need to see your teeth. Like, I need you to grunt a little bit.
Oh
Uh,
my goodness, tell me
I
what
think
else.
a lot of these, like, don't have a solution either. I think it's just normalizing them.
Yeah,
I have a
and
funny
explaining
kind of
them.
yeah, I have a funny thing of whenever I do, like, a heavy lateral raise or, like, a heavy high pull, for some reason, my lip like, one side of my lip, like, goes
Like
up
the
into
Elvis, "Uh-huh," like that.
yeah, like, one side. I'm like, "Can you not?" Like, I'm too distracted by my lip to do this fucking lateral raise.
You face the a away from the mirror.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
feels weird.
yeah. I think grunting is something we've talked about too. There are certain people in the gym who grunt to be heard, and
Yeah,
there's certain people who grunt because they're putting forth some quality effort.
yeah,
And you get to choose, and only you know which one you are.
yes. Yeah. The gym I go to has a lot of people that love to just be seen.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. And I think when grunting and actually, like, releasing that diaphragmatic pressure, like, there's some benefit to that from a training perspective as well.
Totally. Yeah, if
Yeah,
you're squatting, deadlifting, doing anything really heavy, sure, but, like, every single set on the leg press, bro, like, calm down,
right. And you
calm
can leave
down.
those plates on because 'cause I'll be starting with that weight.
Speaking of, I had a female client the other day doing we did a leg press with 8 plates total, and then she was like, "Let's try 10." We did 10 plates, and before we did the 10, this guy came up and he was like, "How many more sets do you guys have?" And I was like, "Oh, this is our last one, like, how many do you want on here?" And he's like, 2."
Fuck yeah.
And me and my
Wow.
client were like, "Fuck yeah, brother."
-1 for the patriarchy, one at a time, baby, 1%
Chipping
better.
away.
Chipping away. I had something funny to say about the poop faces, but it has since left me. So now we're
Dang.
instead of lifting poop faces, lifting toots.
Have you ever farted accidentally?
I have on, a squat.
Really?
Yeah, and you know
Did it,
what? This
like,
was
startle you like a dog?
it no, I knew it was coming, and I couldn't help it. This is also a day that I didn't have my headphones, so I also had to hear it, and
Did
I
you just,
can
like, bust
confirm
out laughing?
yes. Luckily luckily, I was next to, like, a series of people around me that looked friendly-ish, but, like,
Yeah.
yeah, I let out
Did
a
they
little
hear
toot,
too?
and one of them, which was the 3rd person, the furthest person from me, did look over.
That's so embarrassing.
And I just smiled and laughed. I was just like, because it could have been anything really. Like if it sounds like a toot, like lots of things happen. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I'll do like, I don't know, like a row and it will make a farting sound with my armpit?
Sure, yes, totally. There are some girls that are, like, totally comfortable with farting, especially around, like, their partners. I am not one of those girls. Like,
Mm,
to this day, my husband thinks that I don't poop. And I want
wow.
I'd like to leave it that way.
And honestly, good for you then, because here's what I think is that as long as we're normalizing that it does happen,
Yeah.
pooping, farting, all of that, just like at baseline for women, it does
As far
happen.
as he's concerned, and I'm concerned, that is just a very clean space. Nothing ever comes out of there.
Cool. But lifting toots, on the other hand, they do happen.
I personally don't think I've ever farted at the gym.
Oh my God, do you have a steel trap for a stomach?
I am very regular. Like, I get everything out first thing in the morning, and then I'm done, and I'm good.
What's it like to be God's favorite?
I'm still working that out. I'll
Yeah. Uh,
let you know when I get to Heaven's Gate.
wow. Yeah, it's just gonna open right up. Okay, next, then you can talk about the next one then,
Definitely have had this
since you're
happen
so
before.
perfect.
When I was competing in powerlifting, this would happen all the time. So you have your period, obviously. You also have a heavy deadlift that day because you have no choice because you're competing in powerlifting. And your tampon starts to like creep out and you're like, "Well, there's nothing I can do about this right now."
Is it a
So
creep out? Is that the verb you would use? Like, is it a slow creep that it comes
I
out?
think so.
Or
I've never like shot it out, but like it definitely prairie dogs.
you can feel like a little pressure?
Yeah. Like I'm like, "Oh, I should probably go replace that now."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I, have had that when I've laughed really hard, but I've never had that when I was
Really
lifting. Yeah.
interesting.
I'd be like, "Oh!" It's almost like the feeling of, like, when you think you need to change your tampon again. It's like, "Oh!"
Yes, yes,
It's like a
yes.
little bit of, like, that tickle,
Yeah,
a little pressure.
yeah, I can see
Um,
that.
some other things that aren't weird. Lifting in socks or lifting barefoot. I think this is a very case by case basis.
I was gonna
Barefoot
say
is a hard hold
controversial
on.
opinion.
I think lifting barefoot is, like, very much pretty much never.
Yeah, so gross, dude.
So,
Put your
do
fucking
not
dogs
put
away.
your stinky doggy feet out in the open for anyone to see without a covering. However, lifting in socks, I do co-sign this, and again, specifically when it's, like, lifting mats and not, like, slippery floor, but I've been lifting and walking on my treadmill barefoot more often because my knees were killing me,
Yeah.
and it has strengthened my feet so much, I have very little knee pain. I think it really does
Listen,
train you to move better.
I am all for that. I want to offer my nuance, which is I too will deadlift or squat barefoot at times when I feel like I'm not getting a good connection through my shoe. Absolutely.
Mhm. Mhm.
However, I don't prance around the gym. Like, I do my set and I stay there, and then I put my shoes on when I'm ready to move, you know?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Exactly.
That's my
Yeah, like
nuance. Like, don't be, like, walking around the gym barefoot, also because it's dangerous. Like, what if someone drops a plate and your toe happens to be there?
yeah, and, like, some people at your gyms, my former gym, but your gym specifically, will, like, wear Crocs to the gym and then lift barefoot. I'm like,
Yeah,
"Okay, at least, like, make an effort." But I
yeah.
also kind of would cosign wearing Crocs. Like, if I knew I was gonna lift most of my workout barefoot, I wouldn't mind.
Sure. Yep.
Um,
Because then you can put them on, off when you need to, like, traverse.
yeah. And then this is a great one. Failing reps or getting pinned by weights. And by getting pinned, it's like when you do like a bench press and you can't push it back up, like what to do.
Yep.
So,
Definitely always ask for a spotter, right? Like, I think especially for beginners and people who are new to a gym, maybe like one specific gym, it can be intimidating to ask someone to spot you, but, like, especially if you're seeing another girl in the area, like, just be like, "Hey, like, this is a new weight for me. Do you mind, like, just standing right here or helping me out?"
hey, will you spot me?
Yep.
It is such like a to ask for a spot is a very common like lingo and slang in the gym. It's like, "Hey, can I spot you?" Or people will make jokes about like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you need a spot for that?" Like, it's a very common thing to say. So if you're extra shy, and also as a very experienced and trained lifter, like and both of us, if a girl asked one of us to spot them,
I'm
I would
so
feel
down.
so honored
I'm
that I
honored.
felt yeah, that I was friendly enough or that you felt comfortable enough to ask me.
Honestly, anytime I see, like, a guy in the gym ask another guy for a spot, I'm like, "You don't trust me with your life?" Like, I promise that I can probably bench and squat more than you, so
I honestly think anyone asking for a spotter is a sign that you are in the pursuit of pushing yourself and
yeah.
really challenging your capacity, and I think that should be celebrated all the time, and yeah, man, woman, doesn't matter, like, if you're a guy listening to this, ask a girl, if you're a girl listening, ask a guy, it literally doesn't matter, but having a spot I mean, don't be crazy about it, but I'll ask for a spot, like, once a week.
Yeah, totally. What are
Come on,
things that don't need a spot?
a dumbbell row?
A deadlift?
A deadlift
Like,
yeah.
how do I spot you on a deadlift?
So, that's, like, actually a good point. So, like, dumbbell presses, like bench press, overhead press,
Yeah,
squatting, um,
those all do.
those all do. I would
Yeah.
even say, like, if you're new to pull-ups, like, to have someone stand behind you when you're attempting and, like, when it
Yeah.
gets really sticky in those last inches,
Yep.
having someone give you, like, a
A little
little
boost.
tiny boost with 2 fingers will make a world of difference. So,
I agree.
tips for the pull-ups.
Yep.
Alright.
Maybe
This is
hip thrusts also don't need a spot.
a
The next one is gonna be taking a gym selfie. So, obviously, this has its own weird awkwardness. Maybe you're not a selfie person, or maybe you are, or maybe you wanna be. Um, if for no other reason than to track your progress, right? Like, you wanna have some sort of progress or documentation to look back on and document your journey, like, go on with your bad self. Anytime I see someone taking a selfie in any gym that I go to, in my head, I'm looking at them, right? So they might think that I'm judging them, but in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, girl, get it. Cute fit."
Yeah. I would do the same thing. "Nice
Yep,
work. Want me to take it
yep,
for you?"
yep. Want me to put in
That's
it?
awkward. I won't do that. In real life, if people are taking selfies, I'll ask, but not in the
Yeah.
gym. This one happens to me almost every single time, and I've taken all the pads out of my sports bras. But my nipple's getting hard when I lift. I'm just aroused.
Yes.
It's thrilling, the
It's
thrill of a
it's a different
PR.
kind of arousal.
Yeah, but arousal nonetheless. If your
Yes.
nipples get hard, don't worry. You don't need to wear pads, but it does happen. Just normalize
Yeah.
it.
I personally like the pads in my sports bras. There's some that I don't, right? Like the ones that kinda have the permanent padding, I love that. But the ones that always fucking hot dog in the washer, I rip those out immediately.
Yeah, yeah. They just fold in half, and then I sit and then I already put it on me, and then I'm,
Yeah.
like, ripping the armpit out to, like, try to fit it. That is, like, bane of my existence.
Yep. Last one is going to be wearing shorts or just a sports bra. And wearing shorts because I think a lot of girls are intimidated or insecure about their legs. And that's a very valid feeling. But, we all, I mean, us normal, sane people appreciate all bodies, right? Like there's a variety of how bodies can look. And you're there in the gym working on yourself. Like anyone who's criticizing you can go eat shit
Yeah. Anyone who has anything to say about what you're wearing to the gym is
or what your
so
body looks like.
or what your body looks like is someone that you don't even care about their opinion anyways. Like,
Yeah.
they're not someone that's gonna be in your life for a long time.
One of
And
the
I think
girls that I respect so much, and she doesn't know this, I don't even know her name, at the gym that I work out at, she's
I know ex
definitely you know who I'm talking about? She's a little heavier, but she has made so much
Mhm.
progress in I think I've gone to this gym for, like, a year and a half. The progress and she's, like, heavier, right? Like and she wears shorts, she wears sports bras, like, she does the whole matching fit. She looks so good and, she's still heavier, like, who cares? She
But
looks
she's
amazing.
there every single day, crushing it. She's proud of herself. You can tell that she enjoys being there.
Yeah.
There's, like, this confidence that's, like, palpable when you
I
see.
was just gonna say, you know what the best thing someone can wear is confidence. No
Mhm.
matter what you're wearing, if you feel best in an oversized t-shirt and sweatpants, go on with your bad self, swag out with it. But also, if you wanna wear shorts because it's your favorite color and a matching bra, I'm also here to hype you up.
Yep, and if you wanna take your shirt off, I believe that you're 10% stronger when your shirt's off in the gym.
I agree, and cooler, and cooler.
And cooler.
You're no
So
longer
let's talk
hot.
about common practices. So kind of on the same so these we were just kind of trying to normalize some of the things that do happen and that can be kind of awkward, but I think it's good to talk about common practices that maybe you should get into the habit of doing and being comfortable with so that you can maximize your time in the gym. So we talked a little bit about asking for a spotter, do it. Ask someone to spot and even if you don't even need it. The next time you do dumbbell bench press or a barbell bench press, go ask someone to spot you and just see how much stronger you feel because you have that little bit of support over you.
And
Um,
also, it just makes the gym setting that much more comfortable. Like, the more people you can develop rapport with, even if it's just the front desk person, like, then every time you show up, "Hey, John, got presses again today. Do you mind helping me later? I'll come get you." "Yep, cool." Now you talk to John every time, and you're just that much more comfortable the next time you come in.
and on that note, I think that it's a great practice or a great resource to use the front desk person. If
Mhm.
you don't know how to use a machine and you're too scared to ask someone around you,
Yep.
or it feels weird to look up a YouTube video in the moment, the people that work at the gym know what machines are in there and they
Yep.
know how they work because they probably are cleaning them and fixing it all the time.
And that's
So,
literally their job is to be there to help you.
yeah, and it may seem a little bit odd because maybe they're not a trainer or whatever, or maybe they are, but use that front desk person. If you don't
Yeah.
know where the towels are, you don't know where something is, make that person your best friend because they're going to be the first person you see in the gym every
Yep.
single day.
Yep.
You talked about this one asking, you gave your example of your client who is, casually leg pressing 10 plates.
Yep.
People come up and ask, how many sets do you have? Because
Mhm.
there's usually only one or two leg presses, or Smith machines are like highly coveted machines. And your workout doesn't need to be derailed because someone else is on the machine that you need. So,
Yep.
this is your hot tip on how to get your machine.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask them how many more sets do you have left? Maybe they can give you like a time. Like I've started telling people time because I don't always know how many more sets that I have left because sometimes I'm like, well, that set didn't really feel that hard. I want to get to those like failure reps. So I'm like, oh, about 8 minutes or so. And they're like, great. And I
Cool.
personally think like a time is better because then they could see like, okay, at 10:15, I'll come back.
Right. And then they can just like wave you over, make eye contact with you from across the gym and let you know when they're or you can let them know when you're done or vice
Mhm.
versa so that no one steals it like if you get distracted or do something else, right?
Right.
So usually I'll go like do like a dumbbell movement for a bit, even if it's like an extra mobility or extra whatever, so I can just bring that dumbbell over and finish whatever I had started.
Mhm.
as I'm warming up for whatever that next movement is.
Yep.
Um,
You could also kind of, like, put your water bottle or your gym bag where that machine is that you wanna go to next as, like, a little token, like, "Okay, I got dibs."
right, and then when that person walks away, your stuff's there and no one's gonna take it.
What do they do if there's a lot of sets left?
Oh god.
What if
What do you do?
what if that gym bro who's competing in powerlifting is on the one of 4 squat racks, and he's like, I don't know, a lot, because 'cause he's got squats, bench, and deadlifts, and rows all in the
And he's
same
a
rack,
dick because he's
and
saying,
he's a
"I don't know,
dick.
a lot."
Yeah, he's like,
Fuck
"I
that
don't
guy.
know, all day."
So,
What
you'll have to reorganize your training, essentially, like, that's what's gonna happen. So, if in this particular example, if you know, powerlifter bro is taking the squat rack, then you might have to adjust your movements to dumbbells only movements. If you're a little bit more seasoned, you might know that, okay, if I'm doing, barbell bench press, that's a horizontal push, I can do a chest press machine. You may have some of that awareness, but if you don't, like, just go for the dumbbells only options that session. Or if it's like just one machine, like the leg press, and he's like, a lot, you're like, okay, well then leave your workout bag there and go do the rest of your workout um,
Yep,
in its order and then come back to the leg press. If you're like super tapped by the end of your session, you wanted to kind of like, do some good work on the leg press, then I would just save that leg press for the next day and then
yep.
swap whatever your other compound movement was for that session and bring that into this session.
Yep. I've
Yeah.
had many clients where this has happened, where the gym is, like, so busy, all the squat racks are taken, we've had to do all their, like, accessory stuff, so, like, the
Mhm.
single joint, movements, we had to do all that stuff first, and then we ended up doing our, like, say, back squats at the end of the session, which isn't ideal because we want to do the bigger stuff that's more neurologically demanding first.
Yep.
But I would rather them get it done at all than just skip it. So, usually it's like the very last exercise that we do, and we just, pull back the weight a little bit, but we still get it done. So,
Yeah. And the reality is that intent matters over the perfect workout prescription anyways. So don't let that stupid man get in your mind. Just give whatever effort you were going to give to that leg press to the next thing.
yep.
Um, I want to talk a little bit about how to find the right gym for you because we were talking about how the people at your gym might be different than other people at different gyms and how you might just go about finding the right gym if you're trying to get into lifting or maybe you haven't been motivated at the gym for a while and you just need a new training environment.
Mhm.
How might you go about that process?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely important to find the right gym for you. I think there's some gyms that feel, I'm gonna call them Instagrammy, right? Like, where
Mhm.
all of your favorite influencers do all their content. Everybody looks
Tripods.
tripods everywhere. Everybody looks like they step on a stage. Everybody looks like they're personal trainers. And if that makes you uncomfortable, like, maybe that's not the gym for you. There's so many other settings out there. Um, that have possibly what you want.
Yeah.
So, obviously go on a tour first, and if they definitely offer tours. Most gyms will tell you to, like, take a look around, or they'll show you around. You can always do a drop-in, so if you do a trial somewhere and you're like, "Oh, I hate this," then like, "Okay, that's not the gym for you."
Yeah, so and finding my gym here in Chicago, that was like one of the questions that I got a lot. It's like, how did you decide which gym to go to? And I did this. I just went into a few different places, asked them to give me a tour. Some
What do
place
you look for in a gym?
I look for the specific machines that I really like.
Mm,
I really like to make sure that the leg press is good. I like to make sure there's at least one Smith machine, that there's
yeah.
at least one set of dumbbells. Like everyone's fighting over the tens. I need to make sure that I've got some tens.
Yep,
Okay. My gym has 12.5s and
love that.
17.5. So my lateral raise game has been on point. Okay.
Love that.
Um, and also just like the layout, like if it feels clean, if it feels yeah, and I think the culture of the gym matters, but when I'm, like,
Mhm,
initially really looking, it's like, does it have the stuff that I need in there? And then do a drop-in, whether it's free sometimes you can ask for a free week, sometimes
mhm.
they'll give you 3 days, sometimes they'll make you pay $30 for 1 session, then you stay there all day long.
Right.
Um, but then, do you like mirrors in the gym? Do you
Yep.
not? I personally really appreciate when there's mirrors around.
I
So
was just gonna say that, like, lighting and, like, aesthetics matters, but I think above all, for me, equipment is the most important. Like, someone who has a powerlifting background, I want powerlifting bars. I want good barbells that have good knurling, like, the ones that are, like, scratchier because they're better for gripping. The ones that are, like, kind of worn down will ultimately rip your hands. Like, I
yeah.
don't want to deadlift with those. I want to deadlift with the high quality barbells. So that's personally where I go first, similar to you. Like, I focus on the equipment.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Well, I guess this leads into what I really wanted to share about today was kind of like giving the power back to the shy girl. If you're particularly shy or particularly nervous about going to the gym and you're looking for your first gym, ask where your friends go. Like, go with your friends. Like, one of my best friends wanted to start getting into lifting, and she's like, "Can I just come with you
Mm,
and just follow you along?" I'm like, "Yeah, let's just go do a set on every machine so you know how to use every machine."
hell
So
yeah.
go find your fittest friend and ask them to get him a coffee
Mhm.
and take him to the gym with you. This I felt really passionate about this, writing like a step-by-step outline for the shy girl or the new girl at the gym because I think it's important to find your space in the gym. So, if there's like a little corner area that has access to dumbbells or a place that like feels inviting to you, look for those corners. Some gyms like Anytime and Lifetime will have like vacant studios where you can go in and
Mhm.
but also maybe that feels really exposing to be the only one in there. So
Right.
again, find the thing that works for you.
Yep.
In the beginning of this podcast, we said all you got to do is just show up. And that is really most of the battle, right? But then you get there and you're like, what
What do?
do I do? Where do I go now?
Yeah, you have,
So
like, analysis paralysis because there's so much.
and it's, like, terrifying because you feel like everyone's looking at you, and it's just like, "Oh my god, all these people know what they're doing, and it's loud, and there's grunting, da, da." Go right for the cardio area. Just go walk on the treadmill, go find the stairmaster, go find a bike, go at, like, a super easy pace, start going through your workout, start kind of, like, getting your bearings of the gym. Like, let your warm up be kind of like your soft opening.
Yeah. It gets your, like, feet wet a little bit, and then while you're on the treadmill, maybe you, like, YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, beginner gym workout, and, like, just start, right? Like, that's the hardest part. 1, you showed up. Then
Yeah.
what do I do when I get there?
Yeah, and I highly suggest having at least a brief idea of, like, what, 2 or 3 movements you feel really comfortable with. And truly, the best training program is the one you can do with the most effort. So go in with a plan and also go in with a growth mindset. Like, go in with the idea that you are going to get better at this. And this is your first try. And the more times you do it, you get better and better. And that's happened every single time.
I have a little brief story anecdote about this. I just started with a new client who the package that I offer, it's 1 in-person session and then a month of programming. So, we were going through her entire workout routine in one session, kind of what you said you did with your friend. Like, you're like, "Let me show you all these machines. This is how you're gonna do it, bop, 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 bop." And it's exactly what we did. And throughout this hour long, she kept saying, like, "I'm so nervous. How am I gonna do this by myself? I don't know. This is scary." And I'm like, "You've done things that you don't know how to do before. You didn't know how to ride a bike at one point." And she said, "Yeah, but I was a kid." I was like, "Yeah, well, now you're an adult. You have resources, you have accountability, you have a coach, you have me. Like, I am your resource. You have so many resources available to you. You're no longer a kid. You have the tools needed to learn the thing that you don't know."
Right. And I think the difference is as we get older, we get more embarrassed.
Yeah.
Like, when you're a kid and you fall down, you're like, "Oh, man, that was embarrassing," but then that's it. It's like we live in that fear if something bad happens. Like, so I think that's a great personal ad, and also knowing that, like, it's hard to look vulnerable, and it's hard to look especially something like the gym where a lot of people do their hardest to not look vulnerable. So, yeah. So, we'll start with the Stairmaster. Make sure you have a training program on the Stairmaster or treadmill. Just do a mental walkthrough. Okay, first I'm going to go over there. Okay, I know where that is. Number 2, I know where that is. Great. And then you have this paradox of choice because it's hard to make a decision when there's so many machines to choose from. So just choose a thing that feels good. and then log your result. If
Yep.
you're lifting close to failure, you need at least 60 seconds rest. So give yourself that ample time to rest, but log your result. No
I
one's
think a
looking at
lot of
you.
people, especially beginners, don't know what a good set feels like, right? So like a good set, when I say good, I mean like an appropriately heavy set should feel like, "Ooh, I want to quit," but
Yep.
you could probably do or push through a couple more reps.
The RPE scale and auto regulation is the most important training tool you can have.
Yeah.
And you just showing up there and knowing, okay, I'm going to do something that's hard for me. Doesn't matter what movements they really are. You're evoking a stimulus that your body is going to feel so much better after.
Yeah.
Kelsey and I have so many programs that we'd be happy to send you. But I think overall, you can either book a session with a PT like your client did. I think that's super smart. Like, it's money so well spent to work with a personal trainer and get some of that confidence under your belt,
Yep.
especially if you're super, super shy.
Yep. I think it's also worth mentioning that it's normal to not know how all of these machines work. So just we've done these before where we call them fuck around Fridays. Maybe
Yep.
you have a fuck around week, right? Where the whole first week that you're going to this gym, just do all the machines, get comfortable with the levers, get comfortable with how the seats adjust, get comfortable with like how you load them and like what weights even feel challenging. And like as you're going along, write it down. And then okay, like I really liked these 5 exercises on this day for my upper body day. I'm gonna do bop, 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 bop.
Yep.
Then the next 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 weeks, you do those same machines again over and over and over. And then boom, you've created your own program.
Yeah. And then all you have to do next week, especially if you're logging your results, all you got to do next week is try to do a little bit more, which you can refer to our progressive overload episode for that. And like we said, we have lots of programs that we'd be happy to send you. I actually wrote a sample Shy Girl workout, this dumbbell only workout, and I'll add it to the show notes for everyone. We could do that, right?
Yeah, heck yeah, we
Yeah.
can.
We'll add a workout to if you're a shy girly
You can
or you
just
just want to
screenshot and take it to the gym with you.
or if you just want to try it. A little dumbbells only workout where you just need a small little area of space. But above all else, we just want you to go all in. If you're someone who's feeling a little bit shy, a little bit nervous, take 1 month, try to get as many sessions in that you can safely do, and you're going to feel completely different after 1 month. Confidence comes from doing the hard thing and realizing I didn't die, right? If I dropped a weight and it clanged and made a loud sound, I didn't die. That's totally normal. And who cares? You're there and you're taking care of yourself. And we are proud of you.
Yeah. And I love to reinforce the idea that like building muscle is your golden ticket, your insurance for your quality of life ahead of you. So keep building that muscle and let that be a representation of how much you care about yourself. So you're capable of making yourself strong mentally and physically through your decisions every day.
And you showing up there also creates space for other women to be there and overcome vulnerability. So if you see women in there who look a little shy, go give them a high five or say good job or give them a little compliment. I love complimenting women in the gym because it's not about whatever the compliment is. It's me just saying, hey, I got you. I see you. Good job for being here. And even if you just say that. So next time you're in the gym, look around for someone who looks like they're doing their best and let them know. In the meantime, you can find us on Instagram at overt_thinking podcast. Nope, not .com, just that. And Brianna Lamb and Kelsey Michelle.
And we
Underscore.
will see you in the next episode.